takes it out. Forget missile trucks. Rocket launchers are where it's at. And that rocket launcher is now just going to flee back to the tank mates. Winnie the Pooh saying this is a piece of... Butter's saying peace. I don't know why. By the way, this front is probably going to go down. Either it's just going to hold for ages like it usually does in this map. Yep, the tanks are being sent in. It's either going to be an early con bomb or... Okay, that was... A commander just went off somewhere. And... I don't know whose that was, actually. Either way, commanders are going off left, right and centre. Why? Okay, the players will be able to answer this one. Question. Why do you suicide with your commander when it's the most valuable weapon on your side? See that? Cherry, that's good use, but that Cherry is going to suffer the fate of suicidal commander. A heavy explosion. But he might be able to fall back in time, I don't know. No, he's got a missile truck on his back. Because Godzilla's pointing out the... Ooh, that's Mr. Meth up there, and Mech Godzilla's his enemy, and he's just pointed him out, so he's gonna get siege played. He's getting siege played apparently. Phenemo was sent in some rocket trucks and also sent in some tanks that they're gonna have to pull back. Meanwhile, I think there's Butter's tanks actually taking on Phoenix's rocket launchers, and back on this front, I think that Mad Cops units are being sent in to help out, but I don't think it's gonna work, I'm afraid. Either way, a turret's been set up. That's a heavy laser tower guard gun, and that's gonna deal some heavy damage to that front. PTAQ seems relatively unscathed, but those Samson trucks are seriously going to do Butter's serious damage if he doesn't think straight. And now it meant Godzilla sent some walkers to try to take on the commander, and Mepha sent his commander now, and he's actually destroying some solar collectors. Or really saying something about a spy. I don't know. Either way, purple tanks versus yellow rocket launchers, and there's a commander bomb. You don't get names in this for some reason. It'd be really handy. And could we actually have a comments related to the game for once? Like, related to the main battlefields. Back to this front. This commander's probably going to go down. It's got, like, several walkers on it against it. But Mr. Meth is actually burning units, you know? He's trying to... make Godzilla's units are trying to strafe out the way and fire rockets, but... it just doesn't seem to be working. He seems to be, like, Matrix dodging him or something. Is that possible in this game? And Tanoma's falling back. But back to this front. Bushes and Phoenix are clashing again. There's dispute. And bullets are being lobbed. And it looks like Ares is being the backup man. And I think there's a Mad Cops. Yeah, there's definitely Mad Cops. Basically, this is one insane game, and PTQ has managed to find his target. Cherry's going to be under fire. He's not getting healed though, so he's going to be a weakness before he gets all the enemies. And artillery shells being fired now. Wolverine's just trying to clear out the battlefield, clear out the enemy missiles. Phoenix donating all of his units to Phenomo. except one. He's got a nano turret left to his name. That's pretty dumb. Either way, Mechagodzilla's... I think he's just pointing out a commander, I don't know. Back to this front, and... Cherry versus PTAQ. Not going well for Cherry at the moment, because the tanks have just been sent in, so these artillery units have to fall back to get to a better shooting position. Bullets go up, but it take a while to hit the ground, and by then, the tanks can just slid out the way to somewhere safer. But that commander is rocking what he can. But he's on low health, and there's like no repairers in range. He's just gonna have to fall back and build a nano turret or something. I don't know. Either way, Phenomo is repairing. And those shells are raining hard on those assault tanks. But I don't think they're doing much damage, to be honest. Most of them seem just to be hitting the ground meaninglessly. That twin rocket launcher failed epically. Anyway, it does look... All these shells look pretty cool. Tank versus constructor, that was an obvious win. Several tanks versus one tank. And a rocket launcher thrown in. Aureli wants his teammates to donate him like 400 metal so he can get a T2. And these rockets seem to be curving in midair just to hit their targets. I swear to God, that's what these rockets do. They just curve in midair just so they can hit. Not much else is going on, but Phenomena seems